are you, Josh? We're warming up.
I'm doing great. It took me an hour and a half to get here, but you know, it's all good. It's Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Speaking of Minnesota.
Yeah.
Okay. This is what we're drinking, Josh. I don't know if you knew what you were drinking.
Yeah, I did.
Norseman from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Small batch craft distillery.
Yes.
That's what we're trying tonight.
Came here on the ship of Vikings.
That's.
Is that what a Norseman is?
I don't know what a Norseman is.
It's Norwegian, either way.
That's cool. Okay, so welcome to the Booze Book Baedeker.
Nice.
So Josh picked the book this month.
I did.
No, it's not a month. It's bi-weekly.
This
episode.
Yeah.
Josh
And that
picked.
book is The Circle by Dave Eggers, which actually got a lot of flack last year of 2013 from the New York Times and all the people that work at organizations such as Facebook and Twitter.
Oh, they got flack?
Yeah, Dave Eggers did, yeah. Just because they're like, this isn't an accurate representation.
Well, no, it was a caricature.
It was.
It was. It would have to be. I hope that wouldn't be real.
Exactly.
Because it was pretty scary.
Well, it starts out nice, you know, like running through a field of daisies. But then, you know, you end up trying to save yourself in an ocean.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't be the turtle.
Don't be the turtle.
Or the octopus.
Be the shark.
Be the shark. So, why don't you give us a synopsis, Josh?
Sure, I can. I'm gonna popcorn you in though at some point.
That's fine.
All right, keep you on your toes.
I don't know what that means, but it's all right.
I don't know. It's like popcorn reading, except we're in front of a camera. So it basically starts out with the protagonist of this book, May Holland, gets a job from her friend Annie at a place called The Circle. It's kind of like an Apple, Facebook. It's the #1 internet company
It's very shiny.
in the world. It's very shiny. And it has a campus. They have nice parties. I don't know. They
where
probably
sometimes there's-
don't eat gluten. I really don't know.
You don't have to eat gluten
You
there
don't?
if you don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, it's very optional. And she starts out as a customer experience representative.
Yeah, at the beginning of the book, I was like, oh, that's kind of boring.
That is pretty boring. She answers emails. She opens the chute.
She opens the chute. Yes, there's a theme. Opening the chute.
Yep.
Opening the chute.
And so, basically, the whole book is about May getting this job and climbing her way up. That nice corporate ladder that we all dream of.
Yeah, we like May at the beginning.
It's true. She starts out with 2 monitors, but ends up with like 6 or something.
Yeah.
Because apparently, the number of monitors means however ranked you are.
Or how complicated your life has become.
You gotta be tuned in all the time. Which is kind of a major theme in this book.
And May has parents, a father who has a health issue, which becomes significant.
It does become significant.
The circle helps her. Not only does the circle help May stay healthy, the circle helps her parents stay healthy.
Right.
At a cost.
At a cost. There's always a cost. I completely lost where I was right now, by the way.
I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
No, that's fine.
Sorry.
That's fine.
I'm taking over.
So basically, she starts at this campus. She's all, I don't know, she's awestruck. She's enjoying it. She's like, this is the best opportunity anyone could give me. I love my friend Annie.
Well,
And then-
Annie seriously did her a solid.
Oh, yeah, she did.
Wow. And Annie's a big deal there. She's like one of the 40. What do they call
The
that?
Gang of 40.
The Gang
it's
of
like
40.
you're watching a kung fu movie.
So,
But you're not.
Annie is a BFD.
What is it?
Seriously?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay.
I get acronyms. But so it starts out with a very friendly tone towards the circle itself, but then you kind of get your first dose of like, well, these people are kind of weird. There's a guy named Alistair, and he gets really upset when Annie doesn't come to his Portugal brunch.
Like, really upset. There's
Yeah, they
a
have to have an
meeting.
HR meeting and resolve it through email, because that's how personable their HR department is, I guess. So that's really kind of the first dose, I thought, of like, oh wow, people are really kind of weird here. And like, if you don't respond to something on a social network or a platform that they expect you to use, since you're working at this internet company,
Yeah.
you're kind of gonna get flack.
And things just get weirder and weirder.
They do get very weird. They get very weird. One big perk of working at the Circle is you get to test out new prototypes of software before they hit the market. And May gets to go into a room and pick out a bunch of doodads and gizmos. And then, she has a conversation with Annie, who shows her this room. And she's like, "Oh man, this is amazing.
It's heaven.
And they start
all this stuff?
Yeah.
Really? We just get to pick?"
But then they start gossiping.
Mm-hmm.
And Annie says some stuff that she probably shouldn't.
It really wasn't that bad.
It wasn't. I forget the exact.
Yeah, I remember.
It was about the HR meeting.
It was about Alistair and what was May's boss's name? I forget his name, but whatever. Annie's like, and your boss just feeds Alistair by promoting these meetings.
Right. Well, because he's like a reputable programmer at this company, supposedly. So yeah, then
and Annie goes all crazy.
She does. May doesn't respond for like 5 minutes to a text message, and she returns to like 20 missed calls, a bunch of text messages, a bunch of empty threats like, "I don't want to be your friend anymore."
Annie is losing it.
Yeah.
It's the culture there makes you a little paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
Because they see and hear everything.
That it does. I'm losing myself in the
That's
plot.
okay. Annie kayaks. Not Annie. Sorry, Annie doesn't kayak. May kayaks.
No.
And that's kind of like her last thing that she does by herself.
Yeah, it's her vestige of
before
nature.
she becomes assimilated. It's kind of like the Borg. It really is. And the sea change cameras, that was huge.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about
I actually
sea change.
wrote on Josh's Facebook wall, "Sea
right.
change," because it was kind of like plot twist.
I thought Christina was just trying to re-elect Obama for a third term. But then I read the book.
So they have these cameras, and they said what the cameras, they're making millions of them in China, and you can get them for $50, and they'll feed into the grid, and everything will be known.
Yep. They're extremely cheap, extremely small, and they record in like ultra high def as opposed to streaming qualities that we experience now, which is somewhat lackluster. And basically it allows for ultimate transparency.
This is where it all goes to pot,
Yeah.
kids. This is where it all goes to pot.
So,
So Annie, not Annie, why do I keep calling her Annie? Her name's May.
yeah.
May takes a kayak.
She steals it, yeah.
Well, she borrows
yeah.
it.
She like finds it on the shore and they're like, "You stole this."
And she has this really nice, meaningful, personal experience. And then she comes back and the popos are there. And why are the popos there? Because there was a sea change camera. Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
She's exonerated because she has a strong relationship with the matron of the operation. But at that point, she gets called out on it at work because she did something that was selfish. That was another thing. Privacy is theft. Privacy, these people, they're really...
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like, it's selfish not to share. You have a right to know. Stuff like that.
And
like, you should share everything because everyone else has a right to know that about you.
Yeah. And the three wise men. Do you want to talk about the three wise men?
Yeah, although I forget their names.
Ty.
I know Ty. Stanton. Is he the businessy guy?
I think he is. And then there's the one I actually kind of like.
Okay.
Who's he? He's the one with the kid with special needs.
Right.
And he actually has a sincere reason for thinking that privacy is theft. He has a son who can't experience things on his own.
Mm-hmm.
So he thinks that he wants his son to be able to experience the world with
Right.
other people.
Yep.
So he's the only one who's kind of legit. Everyone else is either shady or they're being locked in basements.
Well, that's not true. Ty, the actual founder of the Circle.
Is locked in a basement.
Well, I mean...
A cave. I'm sorry. It's a cave.
It's not a cave.
Should we talk about the cave sex?
We can talk about the cave sex, sure.
This book was like, it was Big Brother meets Facebook, but then all of a sudden it was like, oh, I'm reading a romance novel.
Yeah, it was weird.
What is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was blushing to myself in my boxers on my leather couch.
Wow. TMI. You know what that one stands for? I'm just kidding. So yeah, it was a little weird. And I didn't know, I think it was kind of sad for me because at the end, you know, May is a villain. She's just a villain. She's totally complicit in this whole thing.
But I mean,
and
what do you
she's
think
just such
makes
a
her a
sheep.
villain?
She's such a, well, she just didn't even try to think for herself. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Thank you.
Well, it's because she's bombarded with like however many messages a day. She has to do all these things, so her mind is constantly focused on, oh, this next step will progress me here, and this will progress me here. It's very Machiavellian.
Yeah. She did get a lot of constant feedback. That was the other thing, was those surveys when they didn't get 100 on a survey and they resubmitted it. It's like, that's cheating. Oh, you're going to strong arm these people into giving you a more accurate score, even though it's not more accurate. You know the original score was the most accurate score.
That's true, but they don't take that score. They take the higher of the two.
Who was the one that she... Who I don't want to say that she slept with, because she never slept with the guy, because he had...
Francis.
He's like, score me. Why would you want to be scored if you couldn't even complete an act?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. That's a very good point.
You were a 100, and he's beaming. In this book, he's beaming. He's got to know he's not a 100.
Yeah,
I mean he's got to know that.
Right, but his online profile says he is 100.
No, that wasn't for online.
Oh, it wasn't?
Oh, God, I hope not. No, that was just a private conversation, wasn't it?
I don't think so, because he like recorded the whole incident between them.
No, the first one he did, but he knew he wasn't supposed to do that anymore.
Oh.
Because she got pissed.
That's
right?
true. That's true.
Yeah. No, I did not think any of that secondary stuff was being recorded.
Okay.
Because she was pissed.
I suppose.
I was really surprised when she hooked back up with him. It's like, really?
Yeah, that didn't make much sense. She got all mad. Well, because they like, every Friday they had this,
They had what? Mandatory meetings?
It's
parties?
like, what is it, Dream Friday or whatever it was
Dream
called?
Friday.
I forget what it was called, but basically someone in the organization would discuss an idea that they had or a new innovative product that they wanted to sell.
The plankton.
I'm talking about Love, because Francis went up there and was like, I'm going to look up stuff about May. Like right after they had that incident.
That's right. I forgot about Love.
Yeah. It's like, okay, Cupid times 1,000. Or Christian Mingle.
Yeah, so she felt violated at that point. Mm-hmm. And she even explains it to one of the three wise men. She said because it wasn't a complete picture. Because at that point, you still have faith in May that she's going to be like, no, wait, this is not cool. Right. But then she gets brainwashed. She's like, you're right. If people would have just known more about me, they wouldn't have gotten this distorted picture.
Exactly.
Oh, it was creepy. It was so creepy, Josh.
It's downward spiral.
Oh, it just creeped me out.
Yeah, it was pretty strange. Let's not forget about Mercer. By the way.
Oh yeah,
May's
Mercer.
ex-boyfriend, who's really good friends with. Is that him crashing his truck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Yeah. Do you want to explain that whole scenario?
So Mercer is kind of like the voice of reason, and it got a little preachy. Like him and May had these like 20-page conversations,
diatribes,
and you could just feel the author talking to you, on his soapbox. I was like, come on, can't we make this a little bit more real?
Right.
Real would be nice right now. But anyways, Mercer was the one who was like, privacy, please, privacy. So he tried to go off the grid.
Yep.
Didn't work out so well for him.
That was his first mistake.
Release the drones!
Yeah, exactly. May basically like chased Mercer with
drones.
Yeah,
and people drones, and her millions of viewers.
And he was because he wanted to be such a recluse. He was like, I'm running away from this. I can only imagine like it's a white whatever O.J. Simpson was driving.
Bronco.
There you go.
There you go.
But yeah, then he ends up driving off a cliff, and May
didn't even feel
reacts very strangely to
She doesn't even feel responsible.
No.
That is bizarre.
She actually twisted around.
She killed the guy.
She twisted around on him and said, well, he was responsible
because he was so sick.
Yeah.
He was so sick in the mind for not wanting to share.
Exactly.
He needed help. Yep. Yeah, he needed help, May. Mm-hmm. He needed help.
That's right.
Oh my.
He never stole a kayak, I guarantee that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Burn.
Huge burn.
So what about the sharks? Should we talk about the symbolism of the sharks?
Go for it. You were all about the animal symbolism.
At the end there was this, towards the end, there were a couple parts where we saw shark feedings, and you could, and the shark was transparent. Just like May went transparent. Oh, we never even mentioned how May goes transparent. She wears a sea change camera around her neck, so she can't even have a private conversation.
Right.
And that's when her relationships with Annie and her parents just go down the crapper.
Yep. And that kind of all starts because there's a politician, I forget her name, but she starts wearing sea change and like, everything will be transparent. Every deal I make. Right. If someone doesn't want to deal with me, well, then they're not on this transparency platform that I'm setting forth. And it actually kind of catches wind in the political sphere.
Right.
And everyone starts doing that. And then the circle kind of uses that as leverage.
Oh, yeah.
Against people that aren't. And yeah.
Yeah, by the end, the circle's like, well, just let us do everything. Mandatory voting. Mandatory this, mandatory that. That was super creepy when May had to vote on that question about herself. She couldn't escape out of it or anything.
Yep.
That was creepy.
That was weird.
Mandatory voting.
Mandatory.
See, and that made me angry because I always vote, but I do not always vote for everybody on the ballot because I might not have researched that.
You don't just write in funny names?
No, I don't write in funny names.
Oh, I'm doing something wrong.
I vote for the ones that I've researched and then I leave the ones I haven't researched open. So the fact that people were being forced to vote, it's like, well, we don't know that these people are informed. And they're not even giving them the option to say, hey, I'm not informed.
I mean, yes,
that
is true.
It's very wrong.
But it's kind of the opposite approach of what we take now.
Yeah, no,
It's completely opposite.
I agree that we should have better voter turnout.
Absolutes aren't a good thing.
Yeah, well said. Well said.
Thank you.
The turtle, when the transparent shark ate the turtle that could hide in its shell. Symbolism!
Yeah. Do you think the turtle's May and the circle's the shark?
No, because May... No, I think the turtle is Mercer. It's the people who are resisting who want to hide in their shell.
Ah.
Yeah. If anything, May is the shark because she's transparent. Maybe
she's just one tooth of the shark.
Maybe that's it. I think that's
it. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. I didn't really catch any of that symbolism, by the way.
Well, I'm here for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
As far as major themes go, I mean, we've kind of touched on them, but kind of bullet point, it's kind of, I think, transparency and the need for people, or the want for people to know everything about you.
Yeah. And immediate feedback.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And, I'm actually... Sadly, I'm one of those people that's like, why aren't they texting me back? Because I always respond right away.
Yeah.
If it's on Facebook, Twitter, or text messages, I don't know. I always have an electronic device on me, so I could kind of relate to that. And I was like, wow, I'm kind of a jerk.
When there was that throwaway question at the end of the testing about the mandatory voting, is May awesome or what? And, 99.5% of people said yes, and she was like, "Who said no?" And she had she went crazy. She went crazy that she did not have 100% rating.
Wouldn't
it
you?
made her no. You can't please everyone. Someone behind the camera thinks I would go crazy.
Uh-oh. There's tension in here.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah.
And one of them was that guy who threw the Portugal brunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alistair. Bored with a wizard name, he has to be weird.
But then she talks herself into why it's okay. She's like, now I know. Now I'm armed with information. Now I can win those people over. Why do you want to win those people over?
And she used to say it's not jaded information.
What information?
All the information. I mean, I guess once sea change actually proliferates society, it's kind of hard to fake information. But have you ever made like an online profile and you kind of inflate yourself?
No.
Really?
No, because everybody would call me out on it.
I mean, I guess. Maybe it was just easier for me because I was like 14.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Were you writing novels at 14? Is that what your profile said?
Yeah, no, I was eating like cheese curds and Hot Pockets.
Were you really though?
But no. I was actually on a vegan diet.
That's what it said on, that's what it said on Facebook,
yeah, exactly.
That you were on a vegan diet.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
I had a free-range horse.
Really?
I don't know. No, I'm making all this up.
You're reminding me of someone I know.
I'm Fabio.
Someone very close to me.
Well, not that there's anything wrong with that.
With what? Horses?
Any of that stuff I said.
No.
I'm just too lazy. Like, oh, fast food, that's easy.
I don't eat fast food anymore.
Really? What do you consider
except
fast
when I
food?
do. Oh, it's so funny you would say
We're
that.
getting into food now.
Because,
do you think Chipotle is fast food?
See, I do, and my husband does not.
It's not fast food. If it doesn't have a drive-through window, it's not fast food.
Okay.
That's my rule.
That's a good definition.
But that's because I'm a glutton. A lazy glutton. If I don't have to make it in a pan.
And they had great food selections at the Circle, didn't they?
They did, although I don't think they really catered to everyone. They're like, no, we can only be healthy and like progressive. Like,
so it ends. So, okay, well, we didn't really talk about how May had this secret relationship with this man she didn't know. He said he worked at the Circle,
yep.
But she couldn't identify him, and it was freaking her out, and she thought that maybe he was a corporate spy because she just couldn't figure out who he was. Mm-hmm. Well, it turns out he was one of the original owners, or one of the original creators. They call him the Wise
He was
Man.
the creator.
Yeah, that's right, he was. And he didn't want this...
But he was actually...
He thought it had gone too far. He's like, you gotta stop. You gotta stop this.
He was like a justice.
Yeah. But she totally rats him out.
Oh, yeah. She's a jerk.
She is such a jerk.
She just goes to his weird cave, takes advantage of him.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yep. And rats him out on his own company.
So he gets silenced because May was able to give the other two wise men the heads up.
Yep.
Annie goes comatose because she participated in this ancestry project, and she basically realized that she came from a long line of racist assholes, and the whole world was coming down on her because some people thought that evil was genetic. Which is kind of unfortunate. Not that, I mean, it's horrible that her family had that past, but Annie herself was a real nice person who, went to bat for a friend to help get her friend a job. Annie was, pretty stand-up, and then she goes crazy.
Annie was a good old self-conscious do-gooder.
Yeah, we like Annie. So she goes into a coma, and the book ends with May being really pissed off that she can't know
what is she thinking?
What Annie is thinking.
How selfish. How selfish of Annie.
It's really selfish.
Yep.
So that's what happened in the book. I'm glad I read it. Good choice, Josh.
You.
Good choice.
You actually said you were going to make fun of me because there were romantic qualities to this book.
I know. I was going to talk about how he thrust the crown of his whatever into her whatever, but then I just decided not to go there.
Fair enough.
So next episode, kind of on that same Big Brother theme,
definitely,
we're going to read 1984.
The original Big Brother.
That's going to be great. And I think we'll have some good comparisons to make.
Oh, yeah. Except sometimes I couldn't use my words.
I tried not to swear, so that worked out pretty well. I didn't swear, did I? I did say BFD, but I didn't swear.
That's true.